Yo, welcome to the No Pick Show where there's no hand holding. We do with fast not emotion. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you haven't already. YouTube isn't the best when it comes to sending out notifications, so it's very important that you hit the bell so you can know when we go live, when we got new episodes, shorts, etc. So today the schedules come out, and I see a lot of people in the Pelicans fan base. Y'all know we talk about everything on this channel, but particularly the Pelicans. A lot of y'all spooky Johnson. A lot of y'all scared. I'm just looking at the schedule myself, so you're going to get my live, authentic reaction as we read it. And I'm going to give you some reasons for optimism and some reasons that, you probably should be a little spooked. So let's check it out. All right, so we start the season on October 22nd against Memphis. We're on the road against Memphis. Now, here's the good part. Jaron Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey could be out for those games. Well, for that particular game. Jaron Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey could be out for that game. Somebody who works who covers the Memphis Grizzlies told me that they anticipate Jaron Jackson Jr. will be back, but other people say he might be out, and Zach Edey is most likely going to be out. So you got Memphis on the road with potentially Jaron Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey being out. Okay, you got San Antonio Spurs at home open against San Antonio. That's not terrible. You know what I'm saying? All things considered, the Pelicans need to start fast, and San Antonio still has a lot to show and prove. So that's good. You got Boston at home on Monday, so you get Saturday and Sunday off. Play Monday. You don't have to travel against Boston. Of course, Boston won't have Tatum. Porzingis is gone. Al Horford is probably going to be gone, so they won't necessarily have that defensive big that's given the Pelicans some trouble in the past. You got Denver. You're at Denver. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Then you go at the Los Angeles Clippers. Another tough one. Then you on the it's a 3-game road trip. Okay, so Wednesday you at Denver. Friday you at the Clippers. That Sunday you at OKC. Okay, now here's where it calms down a little bit. That Tuesday you playing Charlotte. And you know Charlotte should be a tanking team. Wednesday, you're going to play Dallas without Kyrie. And you never know what's happening with Anthony Davis. You know, he had the LASIK surgery. And of course, there's no Luka now. So maybe you should be straight, right? You play San Antonio again that Saturday. No back-to-backs yet, so we looking good on the back-to-backs. That Monday, you play Phoenix. This ain't looking terrible. This ain't looking bad right now. I got the Pelicans with a few wins right now. You play Phoenix. Of course, KD's gone. Bradley Beal's gone. That team's still going to be trying to figure it out. Then you play Portland. A young, scrappy team. Not a great team, a young, scrappy team. That Friday, you play the Clippers. This is at home. So the Pelicans began what appears to be a 5-game homestand at the crib. Wednesday, Portland. Friday, the Lakers. Sunday, Golden State. Monday, OKC. Wednesday, Denver. Damn. All right. Shit, a little real right there. All right. So then you back on the road Friday for 1 game. Damn, there's a lot of home games. So this is pretty good. There's a lot of home games. So that Friday you back on the road against Dallas again. Kyrie should still be out. That Saturday, this is the second back-to-back of the season. I missed the back-to-back. That's Sunday against Golden State and Monday against OKC at home. That's a back-to-back game. So now you got another back-to-back, Friday and Saturday at home, thankfully, versus Atlanta. Monday you play Chicago. Wednesday you play Memphis again. Okay, another back-to-back right here on the road. Yes, they both in California, but it's still on the road. Saturday Golden State. Sunday the Lakers. Okay, so damn. Okay, Tuesday you play Minnesota at home. Thursday you play Minnesota at home. So 23 games in, y'all excuse the thunder and lightning, but 23 games in, you know, you getting your tough competition out the way early. You were ready to play Denver twice, if I'm not mistaken, OKC twice, the Lakers twice, Golden State twice, Minnesota twice. So, all right, now you come back home and you playing Brooklyn. You play Brooklyn that Saturday. No, I'm sorry, that's on the road. You play Brooklyn that Saturday on December 6th. Monday, you play San Antonio. Then you get like the cup break thingamajigger, however that schedule goes. Fast forward to December 18th, you got Houston, Indiana, of course, no Tyrese Halliburton, no Miles Turner. Dallas, of course, no Kyrie, I'm presuming. Cleveland, Then you get a back-to-back home game Friday and Saturday versus Phoenix twice. So Monday you play New York at home. Then you go on the road with Chicago, Portland. All right. So looking at this schedule, the Pelicans, it seems like the schedule gives them some opportunities early on. Because you got a couple teams that are gonna be missing guys, a couple teams that got to integrate new players. You got a couple tanking teams, and you should be dealing with the majority of your roster by then. You'll only be missing DeJounte Murray, presumably, and Derek Queen. Presumably, right? So let's fast forward. Let's get to where shit's supposed to get real at. Let's get to close to the deadline. All right, so now I'm looking at close to the deadline. I'm looking at January. Of course, teams can start trading people around December 15th, but let's look at January. Okay, so in January, first game of January is going to be a Friday, January 2nd. You're at home against Portland. That Sunday, you're on the road against Miami. Tuesday, you're at home against Portland. Wednesday, this is another back-to-back. Wednesday, you're on the road against Atlanta. You're on the road against Washington. You're on the road against Orlando. Okay. You come back home January 13th against Denver. Wednesday, and this is a back-to-back. That Wednesday, you play Brooklyn at home as well. Friday, Indiana, no Halliburton, no Miles Turner, of course. Sunday, you're on the road at Houston. That Wednesday, you're at home against Detroit. 3-game road trip upcoming. So Friday, you're at Memphis. Sunday, you're at San Antonio. Tuesday, you're at OKC. Friday, you come back home against Memphis. That Saturday, you got another 4-game road trip. 4-game road trip, right? Saturday at Philadelphia. You don't know who's going to be playing that shit. Monday, Charlotte. Wednesday, Milwaukee. Friday, Minnesota. Okay, so now you're firmly approaching the deadline. If the Pelicans are doing well up into that stretch, going into that stretch, if they come out of that 4-game road trip and they looking good, I think that's when you start seeing teams, the Pelicans specifically, start entertaining the idea of adding players. I talked about Sabonis before, but it can be in the rare flex. But man, this is just looking at this schedule, how it starts and how it gets toward the deadline, it get a little tough. So let's talk about the end of the season going into what hopefully will be the playoff run. Okay, so game 70. We're going to start with game 70. No, let's start with game 66. Okay, game 66. You play Washington at home, right? You play Toronto at home. You got Houston on the road. You got Dallas at home. Kyrie should be back by then. You got the Clippers on a back-to-back at home. You got Cleveland coming home. Game 73, 3-game road trip. You're going to New York. You're going to Detroit. On a back-to-back, you play Toronto in Toronto. Then you come back home. You play Houston at home. You go on the road against Portland. You go on the road that Friday on the second half of back-to-back against Sacramento, which should be a big game. Then the end of the season, you play Orlando, Utah, Boston, and Minnesota. Now, the good thing about them ending the season against Orlando, Utah, Boston, and Minnesota is that those teams Orlando projects to probably be firmly in the playoffs at that time. So they'll probably be resting guys. Utah is going to be tanking, so they'll be resting guys. Boston will either be tanking or firmly in the playoffs, but either way, they should be resting someone. And I also predict Minnesota will be firmly in the playoffs, so they should be resting some people. So I think the Pelicans are going to win those last 4 games no matter what. Unless they tanking as well, which they have no reason to. But I think they're going to win those last 4 games no matter what, because those 4 teams should be tanking. But yeah, man, this schedule is a little. I would have liked for the Pelicans to get all their easy wins out the gate early. I can't think of a ton of injuries off the top of my head, but I would have liked for them to play like the Memphises and the Spurs and Memphis and the Suns and games like that early and try to get those wins under their belt out the gate, especially if the Pelicans are healthy. But it don't look too spooky. Like I say, I think those last 4 wins should be a given. And if you zoom out and examine some of the other teams, like for example, when they play Houston, if Houston's on the second half of back to back, then they're not gonna play the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different things like that. Because some of these games you're playing, you're gonna catch other teams on the second night of a back to back. Like for game 60 and 61, you're on the road against Utah, but you play them twice. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's projects to be a tanking team. You know what I'm saying? Game 32, 33, you play Phoenix twice. Again, no KD. You still got Booker, who's giving the Pelicans hell, but no KD. They don't have Chris Paul no more, Bradley Beal, etc. So these are wins you really gotta stack up and give yourself as much room for error as you head down the stretch. Wednesday, Thursday, that's a back-to-back for the Clippers. The Clippers are an older team. They're going to be sitting some guys on the second night of those games for game 70, 71. You know what I'm saying? You got to just put everything in perspective. I'm giving you all my immediate reaction right now. Once we all get a chance to digest the schedule, I think we'll have some a little bit better outlook on how we project the Pelicans to do this season. But please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification bell. What do you think the Pelicans are going to do this year? What do you think of the schedule? Holla at me. I'm out. Peace.